Next, the food enters into pharynx region. Pharynx means it's a common pathway for food air. From here, the sound also enters to the pharynx through eustachian tube. The excessive fluid which is found in the, that means vitreous humor or aqueous humor found in the eye region also opens into lacrimal duct through the pharynx, and from nostrils the air also opens into pharynx region. In the pharynx region at lateral sides it have a pair of tonsils. Tonsils means it's a lymph node. Tonsils means nothing but it's a lymph node. Lymph node means it's a collective part where the lymph cells are stored for sometimes to give immunity. It's a defense mechanism found in our body. Lymph node or tonsils always have lymphocytes. Lymphocytes means B cells and the T cells, which give immunity against the invading microorganisms, especially B cells gives immunity against the invading bacteria and fungi, and T cells gives immunity against the viral particles. Next, it enters into the larynx. Larynx is the sound box where the vocal cords are present, and it is made up of cartilaginous bones. What is the specialty of cartilaginous bones? It helps in the smooth movement, and in this place only it is separated into esophagus and trachea. It have some cartilaginous bones like Glottis and thyroid. Thyroid also present in the larynx region. Thyroid cartilage and adenoid cartilage, cricoid cartilage as vocal cords. So, in this glottis it is divided into two parts. In the upper side or surface of glottis it have a flap, cartilaginous flap, namely epiglottis. Epi means upper. So, present in the upper side, so it is called as epiglottis, and this epiglottis control the movement, and it avoids the entry of food or water molecules into the food pipe. If suppose epiglottis function is lowered or something misfunction is happen, the food or the water molecule may enter into the trachea. That gives irritation to us. So, it is avoided by the presence of epiglottis. Now, food enters into the esophagus or food pipe. The length of food pipe is nearby 25 centimeter, and in this esophagus it have a very special movement, that is a peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement means a wave like zigzag movement which avoid the backflow of food from one place to another place. For that purpose only it have that peristaltic movement, except vomiting condition. Suppose neural signal is given for the vomiting sensation, then only it allows the backflow. All the other times it gives the one side movement, that is the peristaltic movement, and it was lined by epithelial cells. These epithelial cells secrete mucosa. We already studied about the 4 layers: mucosa layer, submucosa layer, muscularis layer and the serosa. So, this mucosa secrete mucal secretion, and it helps the smooth movement. It acts as a lubricant, and fine hair like structures found here, they helps to trap the invading microorganisms. So, now the food is goes towards the stomach and opens into the stomach. We will discuss about the stomach. What is stomach? We all know very well about the stomach. Stomach is the major organ. What is stomach? Nothing. It is a bag like structure where the food is converted into minute particles. Already the food is reformed into bolus. Bolus means small ball like structure. In stomach it is again divided or converted into chyme molecules. Chyme molecule means small fractions. So, in this bag like structure it have 3 regions: fundus, cardiac and pyloric. Fundus is the upward movement. Besides esophagus we can see upward movement, that is the fundus. Okay, next part is the body. Body is the cardiac stomach. The final end which opens into the small intestine is known as pyloric stomach. The entry of esophagus into cardiac stomach is controlled by a group of sphincter, namely cardiac sphincter. Sphincter means a contracting muscle which avoids the backflow from the stomach to esophagus. Next thing is cells which are present in the stomach, because with the help of cellular secretion, these secretions helps in the digestion of food. What are the cells present here? Commonly it is 3 cells. The major cells are the 3 cells. First one is the mucosa neck cells which secrete mucosa. Mucosa and neck cells secrete mucosa, and it was done by the cells goblet cells. That cells are called as goblet cells. Goblet cells means a cup like cells. So, it is called as goblet, not cup, it is a bowl like structure. A bowl like cells are called as goblet cells. Secrete mucosa. These mucosa protect the stomach layer from the action of the acid. Which is the acid found in here? Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, it can erode anything. So, to avoid this erosion, it was protected by this mucosa layer. The next one is the chief cells. Chief cells, in other term it is called as zymogen cells or pepsinogen cells, which secretes the enzyme. They secrete the carbohydrate digesting enzymes, and mainly in the stomach region, protein digestion is started here. That protein digestion was done by this pepsinogen cell secretions. They secrete an enzyme, pepsinogen. Pepsinogen is an inactive enzyme. It should be converted into active form. That was done with the help of hydrochloric acid. When it reaches the hydrochloric acid, then this pepsinogen is converted into pepsin. Then only this pepsin can act on the protein and convert it into proteose or peptones and polypeptides. Peptones and polypeptides. In infants, they feed on the mother's milk. So, their food is the milk only. And they have special enzyme, namely renin, that also secreted in preform, that is prorenin. This prorenin also converted into renin, then only it act on the protein, milk protein. It converts the milk chesine into chesinogen. Next, along with that, another one cell is there, that is oxyntic cells, the main cells. Oxyntic or parietal cells, which secrete the hydrochloric acid and which gives the acidity, or which makes the stomach as acidic medium. That was done by the oxyntic or parietal cells. Next, this parietal cells secrete minute quantity of an intrinsic factor, that means Castle factor. What means this Castle factor means? In our food we have vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is very essential for the production of blood cells, especially red blood cells. Erythropoiesis happens with the help of 3 molecules like iron, folic acid and vitamin B12, cyanocobalamin. So, this vitamin B12 absorption was done actively by the help of an intrinsic factor, that was vitamin B12 intrinsic factor, that was done by this parietal cells. Some other minor cells are present and in our stomach. They are the G cells and enterochromaffin cells. G cells secrete gastrin. Gastrin is the liquid and it is a hormone. It acts as like a hormone which induce other secretion. Gastrin especially found in the gastric region. Gastric means it defines about the stomach region. And the next one is the enterochromaffin. Enterochromaffin secrete serotonin. Serotonin is an important protein factor which found in our blood. Next, okay, what are the enzymes? Enzymes, pepsinogen, we already talked. Pepsinogen converts the protein into polypeptides. Renin, especially found in the infants, acts on the milk protein. A fraction of lipase also present here, and carbohydrate digesting enzymes also seen here. This pepsin converts the milk protein, which is the milk protein? Chesine, and it converts chesine into parachesin. Okay. Renin acts here, we already talked about that. Now, this bolus is digested or fragmented into chyme molecules. Chyme molecules with the help of acid, which is acid, hydrochloric acid. This acid chyme enters into the small intestine, and this acidity creates the appetite sensation. When our stomach is empty, this acid creates an appetite symptom too, and sends an impulse to our brain that reaches the appetite center, which is found in the hypothalamus. If suppose the hydrochloric acid is not used, what will be the result? It start erosion of our stomach cells. It erode the mucosa layer and can erode the layers of the walls of the stomach, that is called as peptic ulcer. So, it is very dangerous. We must give some food for the stomach. That is why all the ones asking ourselves to don't avoid breakfast. In that region, in that time the hydrochloric acid secreted at large amount. So, don't allow your stomach to sediment the hydrochloric acid. The next thing is about the Next region, small intestine, how the food enters into the small intestine, what happens in the small intestine, because the major function, main function, all the digestion process ends in the small intestine region, and absorption also happens in the small intestine region. We will discuss about in the next slide.